Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lord of the Flies. And we are here at chapter 11. It's called Castle Rock. Here we go. Early next morning, Ralph tries to salvage the beginning of a fire from the previous day's ashes. But without Piggy's glasses, his task is hopeless. As well as no fire, Piggy is virtually sightless without his glasses. He suggests that Ralph calls an assembly. Nobody turns up except Sam and Eric. Ralph lists Jack's crimes, letting the fire go out, killing Simon, and now theft. When asked what he's going to do, Ralph suggests that they approach Jack as a civilized human being, not a savage, and explain the seriousness of being rescued. Piggy too feels passionately that Jack should be told how to behave. Gaining his courage from the authority of the conch, he feels Jack should respond out of common decency and respect for the rule of law. Piggy conveys his faith in the ultimate power of the conch in the pride he exhibits as the prospect of carrying it to Castle Rock. The boys consider tying themselves up to remind the savages of the civilized world, but abandon the idea. They feel that however they look will be no worse than the appearance of the savages who will be painted and masked, a thought which the twins find disconcerting. Ralph again repeats the need for smoke, although Piggy has to prompt him as to why it is so essential. Ralph resents the inference that he is losing his memory and reason, but Piggy is kindly and reassuring in support. "You're a chief, Ralph. You remember everything." The four boys walk in procession to Castle Rock. Piggy just able to glimpse the trailed butts of Sam and Eric Spears as they lead him, with Ralph at the rear. As Castle Rock comes into view, Ralph rearranges the order of the procession, putting himself in the lead. Then Piggy, followed by the twins. On the thin neck of land leading to the fort, Piggy is concerned for his own safety because of his near blindness and the proximity of the cliff edge. Ralph takes the conch and blows it. The savages appear. Roger behaves in a threatening manner. He has been left in charge while Jack is hunting. Ralph restates that he wants to call an assembly, and just as he is pressing his point about Piggy's glasses, Jack returns from a successful hunt. Ralph charges Jack with the theft of the glasses. Indignant at the accusation, Jack stabs at Ralph, who retaliates with righteous anger. The fight is halted, with the boys trying to outface each other. Piggy, aware of his precarious position seated on the cliff, reminds Ralph of the reason for coming to Castle Rock. Ralph repeats the need for fire and is derogatory about the hunter's fire, which is only suitable for cooking and ineffectively as a signal. Piggy gains sufficient confidence from the fact that the boys are talking rather than fighting to stand up. At this point, Jack orders his hunters to take the twins hostage. Ralph, incensed by his further outrage, attacks Jack. Piggy effects a lull in the violence, and through the booing of the hunters, and Rogers continues stone throwing, chastens the boys for their behavior. With the conch as his moral support, he repeatedly asked rhetorical questions about the choices they should make. Which is better, law and rescue, or hunting and breaking things up? Whether from guilt at his questions, shame at their previous actions, or recognition of Piggy as an enemy, the boys are outraged. Roger leans on the lever under the rock, tipping it down onto the approach path. Ralph sidesteps it, but Piggy and the conch are struck. the conch is shattered and Piggy is knocked off the cliff and dies on Square Rock 40 feet below. Ralph is shocked, but Jack, unrepentant, throws a spear which hits Ralph painfully in the chest. Other spears follow. As Ralph makes his escape, Jack returns to the fort to interrogate Sam and Eric about their temerity in not joining his tribe. And here's the comment section. Piggy has quite literally blind faith in the power of the conch. It is significant that he dies at the same time as the conch, and all it symbolizes is destroyed. There is a clear and unashamed parallel between the death of the pigs and the death of Piggy. Look at Piggy's demise. Arms and legs twitch a bit, like a pig after it has been killed. And note the similarities between that and the graphic earlier account of pig killing. In chapter 8, for example, the focus of Piggy as the center of social derision, a source of amusement, ends. Previously, the humor had been caused by slapstick, falling off the twister's log at assembly. Pantomime, mimicry, Maurice pretending to be a pig, or at the Billy Bunter-like earnestness of Piggy's. The tribe were curious to hear what amusing thing he might have to say, schoolboy humor, or indeed fun of any sort. It's not seen after this point. Okay, that was a really weird segment. I could barely understand what they were talking about. Understandably, in the novel features schoolboys, play or fun and games is a prominent form of behavior. Play in nature is often practiced for something else. Play fighting prepares animals for hunting. For example, in human beings, it may develop beyond the need for survival into more sophisticated social skills. Larger stone throwing, however, becomes dangerous. And Jack's exaggerated dominance in the game is now sinister. Sam and Eric, Ralph's people, are easily captured and converted to become members of the tribe. Observe their behavior in the final chapter. And that was chapter 11. We have one more chapter to go. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the last and final chapter of Lord of the Flies, York Notes. Bye bye.